sight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the egg bout of the evening between Norway versus USA. Introducing first, fighting out the red corner representing Norway. Put your hands together and welcome Andreas MoeNoi. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Andreas MoeNoi. And here's someone fighting in the blue corner representing the United States of America. Let's hear for LookNungUbon. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand and make some noise for LookNungUbon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SKS Empire, right here at Rajadamnern Stadium. You're just in time for the co-main event of the evening. A foreigner versus foreigner matchup. This one at 154 pounds. Three rounds of Muay Thai action. In the red corner, we have Andreas MoeNoi representing Norway. A forward, heavy-handed pressure fighter. And his opponent in the blue corner, Jake LookNungUbon from New Zealand. Some beautiful knees and elbow feints. If anybody's ever watched Jake fight, you know he's a tricky customer. He's been out here for a couple of years now, fighting on the provincial and the tourist circuits. Been living in Ubon for the past couple of years. He was talking to me earlier in the week about his motivations for the future, and this is just one of those stepping stones to opening his own gym eventually. But first, he's got to prove himself against the heavy-handed Andreas MoeNoi from Norway. And in the corner of Andreas is the wonderful Ali McOnie, so he'll be getting sage advice. But the tall and lengthy Jake LookNungUbon.
And it's a massive size difference from here. I mean, we are sat just outside of the ring, and there is a massive size difference, but you can see the stocky build of Andreas. So any predictions on what you expect to see in something like this, Joe?
Well, in terms of style, and we both know that styles make fights, I'm expecting, from what I know about Andreas, is that he's a forward pressure fighter, very heavy hands, Muay Mutt. So he'll be looking to go to the body, puncture the gas tank, perhaps puncture the tire, the back leg or the lead leg of the long and lengthy Jake. So heavy hand combinations to the body, going to the leg kick. And I mean, we've already seen a knockout in the first fight via leg kick. Will we see a repeat? Now, in terms of strategies, Jake was telling me earlier in the week he's looking to sit on the back foot and use a bit of Fimmer style, a bit of technical IQ, a lot of feints, a lot of knees, a lot of elbows. There's a bit of a viral clip from one of Jake's performances down on Phuket. He likes to set things up with beautiful feints, the teep, step-up knees. And he's already got a few flyer miles up with some flying knees. So I'm expecting to see a great performance from both gentlemen. And as I said, styles make fights, and I think we're in for a real treat here at Rajadamnern Stadium for our co-main event. Norway taking on New Zealand. A big shout out to all those who are watching at home from wherever you are in the world, Australia, New Zealand, even Norway perhaps.
I mean, we've got to give credit to Jake's Y crew there. What a beautiful display of the Y crew indeed. I mean, he looked fantastic in there. I wanted to just say it, but yeah, what a great Y crew by Jack representing LookNungUbon gym. So here we are. Sorry, the screen says Jack, but his name is Jake. Just for a correction for everybody watching at home, it is Jake LookNungUbon. And here we are, the bell for round number 1. Andreas in the red, representing Norway. Jake in the blue, representing New Zealand. Round number 1, scheduled for 3 in this co-main event. And a big teep upstairs, landed by Jake.
Nice stiff jabs. And you can see some of the hand control there from Jake, just tempted to set up a big right elbow there. Just like as I predicted, the stocky Andreas coming in with concrete hands here. But I think having a bit of trouble with the length and height of Jake, popping that stiff jab.
I mean, it's easier said than done. Everyone knows you've got to get on the inside sometimes, but when you've got a lengthy fighter with a big teeth, a beautiful jab, and as soon as he gets him, he wraps him, he just sits down on his hips, doesn't allow Andreas to really do anything there. I mean, to me, this looks like Jake is just bullying Andreas at this point. Some beautiful work.
Ooh, smiles it off, acknowledges the heavy shot there from Andreas. Goes down below, but sets it up with that nice slippery right hand through the guard. Some nice parrying there from Andreas as well, showcasing some beautiful boxing. But the underhanded hook, trying to mitigate some of the size and length of Jake, not allowing him to break away and offset the knees.
Andreas got some nice heavy hands in there, some elbows inside the clinch, and he's starting to go to the body exactly as we thought, and he gets him in the clinch once again. But as soon as Jake is in the clinch, it looks like he doesn't want anything to do with it.
He doesn't want Jake to create any space, so he'll just be going for that body lock. Anytime he gets in there, straight to the body, and there you go. Locks it up so he can get separated back on the outside to offload those heavy hands.
I mean, Andreas has got a great guy in his corner, Ali McConaughey, who was a great clincher when he was a fighter, and he's learnt the art of clinching, so I'm sure he's got some good advice so far. And a chopping elbow attempted by Jake, misses the target, and he's back behind that jab now, just popping it into Andreas' face as he gets involved in the clinch once again.
You gotta love these sneaky right elbows. You can see from Jake, he pops that hand right against his chin. As soon as he gets into clinching distance, just slips it in, that sneaky little right elbow. Big right knee, breaking the frame there from Jake.
Andreas with some great balance as well, stays on his feet, eating some big shots in the moment, but still coming forward. And a great right hand downstairs, landed by Jake. A chopping elbow downstairs. And back in the clinch to go. Final moments of round number 1.
What a whopper of a round. No discounts on that one, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful
As I
round.
said, we are in for a real treat, an absolute war. We'll go and have a look at the replays.
What a round that was. I mean, Jake with just those relentless teeps, those jabs, those chopping elbows, but Andreas always coming forward like a pit bull, trying to close the gap, getting to the body, landing shots upstairs, and you see the cut on the right-hand side of Jake, so definitely those elbows have got through, and that's got to give a confidence boost to Andreas. And we see that leg kick and teep landed by Jake in the first moments of round number 1. And then just constantly popping that jab, whipping everything in. And we just see that's where Andreas finally got the shot in upstairs.
The big left hook. And there you can see Jake smiles it off. But I'm loving these sneaky little elbows on the inside. But that big left elbow, I think, is what cut Jake on the outer brow. But I don't think it should cause him too much trouble. Doesn't look like in too much of a precarious position. But that big step-up knee, and I think that is what's going to work for Jake. I think he needs to let the knees go a little bit more here in the second round. There we are, the cameraman doing his job, looking around for our audience.
He thought it was a kiss cam, she thought it was bottoms up. And here we are, the crowd loving it. What a treat they're in for this co-main event. I mean, just a fantastic round. Any advice you'd be giving to one of these fighters for the next rounds coming up, Joe?
Well, I'd be saying to Jake, set up the knees. If I was in the corner with Ali McOney, one of the greatest commentators of all time and a fine gentleman, I'd be saying to Andreas, go to heavy hands to the body, set up that beautiful left elbow. And there, it's working a treat for him. The big wide hooks, locks up on the body again, trying to get back on the outside. Oh, nice kick there from Jake, and sets up a whopping right elbow, dropping Andreas to the canvas. And I tell you what, if Jake keeps capitalizing on that leg kick, it could be all over for the stocky Andreas from Norway.
Jake just using the elbow like barbed wire, not allowing Andreas to get close and chopping him through with it. Another right elbow, but Andreas returns with one of his own. What a fight so far. Round number 2 underway.
I think Jake needs to just stick to that leg kick. He's having a lot of success with it at the moment. Leg kick for leg kick, and he smells weakness in the lead leg of Andreas. Can he crumble the formation where it stands? Can he knock it out from where he is?
And Andreas now closes the gap into the clinch they go with the knees upstairs. And quickly, Jake fires an elbow and chops it. Andreas spins with an elbow. And as you know, you've got to spin it to win it.
That's right, Jimmy. We're all about the fancy moves. And I can tell you, I think it's only a matter of time until the tree gets chopped, until the tire is punctured well and truly for Andreas. He's got to do something very convincing here.
You can't just keep walking onto those leg shots. You can't just keep eating them. You've got to do something different. Jake sends a nice right hand, a left hand, and a teep to the chest. Andreas still trying to close the gap here.
Beautiful. Oh, and a big vicious right hand to set up with the slice and dice. It is all over for Andreas. Jake, the man from New Zealand, sets it up with the venomous knife from the right. Oh my days, Jimmy Bowe.
Wow, what a shot, what a sequence. Here's an action replay of what we just witnessed. Andreas closing the gap. He did exactly what he needed to do, but of course, Jake slippery gets out of it, chops down with these elbows, and was just constantly cracking Andreas with the elbows, not allowing him to relax, not allowing him to get into any form of rhythm. And then eventually, we just saw Jake set up a great knockout. He goes down low, he cracks him with a right. And there we see that right hand followed up by a left and then a right elbow. And that was the final moment. And that put Andreas to the canvas. Left hook, right elbow. The referee jumps right in, does not allow Andreas to take any more damage hitting the canvas. And look at the referee jumping in as well with the save. Credit where credit is due. Beautiful refereeing, great fight. Here we are with the official announcement. What a fight, folks. One more to come after this one. Don't go anywhere. We will have top very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, after second round of Muay Thai action, we have a winner by ways of knockout is blue corner, Shane